See when the Hatsui wasn't there yet.
Hello and welcome to Your Dad Learns StarCraft 2. This is a Zerg vs Protoss game where I end up going up against a Mothership Core with a bit of a flying army. Not quite Golden Armada because there's no carriers, but definitely kind of a Golden Armada-ish type of idea. So, in the lower right-hand corner, playing my honorable Protoss opponent is Jazz. Jazz? J-A-S. And in the upper left-hand corner, playing Zerg, your hero, your champion, your dad, doing what he does. Right, it was on ×4 for the beginning part, to get through the usual opener of Hatch Gas Pool, or Hatch Pool Gas. You know, just regular expansion, 4 Zerglings and 2 Queens, we've seen a lot by now. And I'm actually building a Roach Warren. I'm trying to build it kind of quick, so I can start some Roach production early. I also have a scout down here. And he actually sets up and starts killing my scout. And that's going to die, but that's okay. I have Overlord going. I make 2 more, because I don't want to get supply capped. I know the losing that one will supply cap me. And then I want to get a little bit ahead on the production. So I just put extra ones just for that. And now make sure I spread my creep, building another base, and making some roaches, 5 of them for kind of some safety, and then keep making drones. And this is my vision. I'm just kind of sitting there. There we go. Start injecting a base, making some more drones, and just spread some creep. Real important, just try to get some vision around the map so I can see if someone's coming to attack me, and I can know when it's going to start getting dangerous. It's also why I have you look at the minimap. These 4 dots are just 4 Zerglings. They're just hanging out in the 3rd base locations and kind of where armies could head out, just so that I can know if they start sending an army out and I need to just start full-scale unit production instead of a little bit of units and some drones. So right now I've got 2 base saturation. Don't have anything saturated on my 3rd yet, but I'm making more drones. They're probably going to mine gas. See, right now my income, pretty good. They're getting more gas, but I'm getting more minerals. So, not bad. And making my roach speed, roach attack, some more roaches, Zerglings, Hydralisk, Den, gas, just kind of getting ready to transition to more of a Hydralisk comp. And they're actually ready for this. It's pretty late in the game, post 6 minutes. I don't even have speed or an upgrade yet, which I should, if I was going for a rushed timing attack. But I figured since I hadn't seen anything from them, I would kind of face check the front of their base and see what's going on. And that attack is them moving out into those Zerglings. So those are like my little alarm bells going off saying, hey, they're making stuff. So make some Overlords, make some Queens. Try to keep up my injects, got a couple Hydralisks going out. And I have an alright army for defense right now. So I make some more drones. Might be a little bit greedy, but I'm going to try to saturate the base. Start getting Overlord speed so I can really scout out a lot more. And as long as I keep working on my creep spread, it should give me a good idea of when things are showing up. And there I go, more creep going out. I don't see any of their army on my creep yet, so I'm not too worried. And I don't know this during the game, because I haven't re-scouted it. But you see, they're making Tempests, and they're making Mothership Core. They're making a few more gateways. They're going to try to get a Mothership Core attack going. But I've got almost 3 bases saturated. Making 5 more drones. I'm probably going to start just full-scale unit production. Which, probably could be at earlier, but hey. I've got 154 supply. I've got a lot of an army. I have 60 drones. So I have more workers than them. More army supply than they do, although their units are definitely stronger. Because that's just how Protoss works. Zerg usually has cheap, but not as strong units. You just get a bunch of them. Protoss has pretty good sturdy units. And I'm working on another hatchery. I still don't have a macro hatch made. I need to go back to using macro hatches. But I'm working on my 4th base, working on a Spire, working on ground carapace and level 2 upgrade attacks. for my ranged attacks for Hydras. Hydras and Queens. And I've got decent creep spread going. So I feel okay trying to max out a little bit. And now's their first big attack. And I just run into the Mothership Core and kill it. And see that they have a pretty big army. So I backed my army up a little bit. And they end up retreating. Which is fine. I'm still at 100, almost 170 army supply. So I'm moving out. And gonna see what I can do now their Mothership Core is down. And this is one of the things, right now those rocks are a decent sized problem for me. But as you see, Hydralisks actually take out Tempest pretty well. Tempests are slow to attack, they just hit hard. Hydralisks hit, you know, a light to moderate amount, but they hit pretty fast. So they're good at cutting through big, slow, like air units like that. And that's all this person's making is Tempests. We can see in their production, they're just making Tempests, which take 43 seconds to make. So it take a decent amount of time to remake. Almost a minute. So every time I kill one of their Tempests, that's almost a minute of time that I took from them to have to rebuild. I'm not sure if that's chrono boosted or not, by the way. But here we go. I'm almost maxed out again. And I'm killing these rocks, because those rocks actually hurt me a lot last time. They prevented me from getting as many units in as quickly as I could. Here, I'm trying to spread creep, realize they took out my outer creep. So I just have some queens rebuilding that. And I'm checking for third bases. I want to try to kill any new bases they make. And then if they don't have any new bases, I can work on the old ones. Because I'm almost maxed out, so I'm going to attack anyway. And now I actually am maxed out with 4 more Hydralisks being built. Making my level 2 ground upgrades, making a hive. Maybe I can remember to make level 3 upgrades and Spire. Or not Spire, but Greater Spire. So there they are. And this is my idea. I can take out these rocks. I'm like, maybe I can attack an undefended spot because Tempests are slow. But turns out they weren't really that far away. So I kill some of the ground army and decide not to commit in. And the reason I decide that is because I have 8 Corruptors down there. And I'm building more Corruptors. And Corruptors do 20 damage versus massive units. And they have 2 armor and 200 health. And Tempests are massive units. So a whole lot of Corruptors are actually going to do a lot to kill a Tempest army. Between Corruptors and Hydralisks, Tempest can't really stand up. Especially if I get rid of their Mothership Core. Which, actually solved by bringing an Overseer, so I can see their hidden units. And now I'm just A moving. And you just see how fast you just destroy Tempest with Corruptors and Overseers. I mean, they have 11 left, so they had a lot of Tempests. And you just cut through them. And if you look, I lost units, but I'm still at 198 out of 200. Like, because I'm just remaxing. Just while the fight's going on, I'm just building more stuff. And my stuff gets made a lot faster than theirs. And that's it. They decide, they have 3 Tempests left. I'm still hitting them with 14 Corruptors and 33? Is that it? Yeah, 8 times 4 plus 1, yeah. 33 Hydras. So I'm hitting them with a huge army, and they have 3 Tempests and 1 carrier. Those Tempests are about to be gone. That carrier is over here, apparently. Just got made. So they basically are about to just have a naked base. So yeah, that was that game. I'm glad that I managed to not die to Mothership Core, because the first game I played against one, I tried to make a Viper to grab the core, which is the thing you want to do. Is you want to just have Viper, you want to grab the core when it's out of position and then just blow it up, or grab units that the opponent has that you end up seeing and blow those up one at a time. But instead I actually flew my Viper into their core and died. So I was glad of the way I took the fights this time. And I went to 2-2 upgrades. I could have had 3-3 upgrades, but just wasn't that far on top of it. But I was really good at, during fights, making sure to keep my army supply up. So at the end of each fight, the gap between our army supplies, even if we both got our armies wiped, mine was still roughly where I was, and theirs was just lower. Part of that is because their units take longer to make. Another part is just I was doing real good at making units during the fights. So that was that game. Went actually really well. I could have scouted a lot better. I could have probably tried to apply some pressure earlier. But I would have only known that if I did scouting. So, yeah. That game ended up decent, and that was against a Golden Armada-ish type composition. I think Golden Armada is usually involves the Mothership Core, but usually you have carriers and Tempests and some ground units, including High Templar, to throw storms. Like that last fight, where I just had my Corruptors and Hydras balled together, just A-moving them, would have been a lot more difficult for me. I think I still would have won it, and if not, it would have just kept remaxing. It would have been a lot more difficult for me if I had to actually move out of storms, because that does a lot of damage to my Hydralisks, does good damage to my Corruptors, and would have just been more of a problem. But instead, they just kind of masked this one unit, and it didn't pan out for him this time. I assume that lots of other games it's probably worked, but not this time, friend. So, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, you can feel free to like it, comment, share it, anything like that. It's all good. It's all helpful. Good use of bringing some overseers if you're against a Mothership Core. That's also something I neglected to do the first time I faced one, and thoroughly regretted it afterwards. But, until the next video, I've been your dad. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.